Tonight at 6, it's day 14 of the government shutdown, and the Senate is meeting to vote right now. More on this moment of political history coming up.
Israel and Hamas are exchanging hostages. Find out more about the peace deal taking place in the Middle East.
And for all the bookworms in Kent, the library is hosting a book sale this week, and we have the details. All this and more as KSTV News at 6 starts right now.
Also,
This is Kent Stater TV.
Good evening, Portage County, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Gage Wellman.
And I'm Anthony Leonardi. Nikki has the night off, but we're going to start tonight with news coming out of D.C.
That's right, Anthony. It's been 2 weeks since the government shutdown started, and the House continues at a deadlock.
Meanwhile, Americans are bearing the burden of the shutdown. Our correspondent Cole Jones has more details.
Hi guys, that's right. Democrats and Republicans remain locked in a stalemate as they meet tonight to discuss and vote on how to reopen the government. Ahead of the vote, Democrats are demanding the extension of health insurance tax credits as a condition for their support. However, House Speaker Mike Johnson said he does not plan to change his strategy.
We did not load up the temporary funding bill with any Republican priorities or partisan priorities at all. I don't have anything that I can take off of that document to make it more palatable for them. We're not playing games. They're playing a game. We're not. The strategy is to do the right and obvious thing and keep the government moving for the people.
Republicans argue the House has already done its job putting pressure on Senate Democrats to support the measure in the upper chamber. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries railed against House Republicans, accusing them of being, quote, on vacation, while House Democrats are on duty in Washington, D.C.
There has to be a willingness amongst Republicans to actually have a conversation. And since the White House meeting over 2 weeks ago, Republicans have gone radio silent. Donald Trump has spent more time on the golf course than talking to Democrats on Capitol Hill.
Meanwhile, Americans are dealing with the consequences of the shutdown as federal firings started and workers are working with no pay. CNN's Michael Yoshida has the details.
Hi, I'm Kristi Noem.
Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem appearing in a Transportation Security Administration video intended to be played at airport security lines.
Democrats in Congress refuse to fund the federal government, and because of this, many of our operations are impacted, and most of our TSA employees are working without pay.
Multiple U.S. airports now refusing to play the video, citing the political nature of the message. With the shutdown in its second week, the blame game on full display. Fear of not getting a paycheck forcing some military families to seek assistance at a Texas food pantry.
We're only 2 and we're struggling, so I can't imagine what families with more people are struggling with.
Over the weekend, President Donald Trump posted the administration had, quote, identified funds to pay troops if the shutdown continued. Tuesday, DHS said the Coast Guard would also get paid, saying the money would come from the tax and spending cuts bill passed by Congress over the summer. Democrats, meanwhile, holding firm, pushing for an extension of the Affordable Care Act subsidies to keep health care costs from skyrocketing.
Of course I want our military paid. Of course I want federal law enforcement officers to be paid. There's a way to do that. I'm an appropriator. We should have passed appropriations bills. There's a way to run a government, and this is not the way to run a government.
Last week, thousands of federal workers across 7 agencies received layoff notices. Tuesday, the White House Budget Office said it was prepared to ride out the shutdown with more layoffs. Each day, the stakes rising, with no indication any progress is being made between Democrats and Republicans. In Washington, Michael Yoshida.
The Senate returns tonight and plans to vote for the 8th time on a House-passed measure to fund the government. For KSTV, I'm Cole Jones.
Your first forecast on Kent Stater TV.
It's another beautiful sunny day in Ohio, and I am just shocked at how often I have said that sentence lately, but let's not take this weather for granted. Right now in Kent, it's a beautiful 65 degrees, and it's nice and it's sunny. It's something that we've been seeing a lot lately, but still you can't get used to that that beautiful sunny UV rays that you're getting. Today we had a northern 6 miles per hour wind, and then our sunset tonight is going to be at 6:45, so it's creeping up earlier and earlier. All right, now let's expand to the statewide forecast. So that Akron-Canton region, it's 66 degrees, and then let's head over to the middle of the state to Columbus, nice 72 degrees, a little lower with Athens at 71 degrees, and then over here at Cincinnati, of course, they're a lot warmer than us at 75 degrees, and then up in Toledo, 73, and then Pittsburgh, 69 degrees. Let's take a closer look at our region, if we can. All right, there we go. All right, and then at Kent, we have 64 degrees. Of course, all around, we're looking at beautiful mid-60s, upper 60s weather. Clearer skies with some clouds happening in Youngstown and Cleveland, and Sandusky near the lake there. But beautiful weather all together. 'Tis the season for frolicking in leaves and enjoying fall festivities. So soak up this unbelievable weather while it lasts. But don't go just yet. You autumn know what your week looks like.
Today, Hamas released the 20 remaining Israeli hostages following the October 7th attack just over 2 years ago. This comes after the United States brokered a ceasefire deal.
President Trump praised this deal, calling it a dawn of a new Middle East as Israel released Palestinian prisoners. CNN's Maribel Gonzalez has more.
Emotional reunions as the final 20 hostages held by Hamas were reunited with their families across Israel. People cheered in Tel Aviv celebrating this milestone moment. Under a U.S. brokered ceasefire deal, hundreds of Palestinian prisoners and detainees were met with large crowds as they also reunited with their relatives in the West Bank. President Donald Trump declared a dawn of a new Middle East.
This deal, this once-in-a-lifetime deal, nobody's ever seen anything like what's happening today.
On Monday, photos released by the Israeli Prime Minister's office show a freed hostage playing with his children for the first time in 2 years. Families say they never stopped fighting for the release of their loved ones.
Keep sharing your stories to policymakers. Keep telling us what do you think needs to happen, and give us ideas on how we can break the deadlock. And we kept doing that. They kept open the White House for us, and President Trump has done it.
President Trump said that phase 2 of his 20-point ceasefire plan to end the war between Israel and Hamas has already started as he meets with world leaders in Egypt for a summit on Gaza's future and peace in the Middle East.
You look at Gaza, and it needs a lot of cleanup.
This is clearly, in my mind, I think in the mind of everyone in this room, probably one of the most important days for world peace in 50 years.
I'm Maribel Gonzalez reporting.
And the Supreme Court declined an appeal from right-wing conspiracy theorist Alex Jones on Tuesday. The appeal was Jones' effort to overturn a $1.4 billion libel judgment against him from a lower court. This comes as juries in Connecticut and Texas found him liable in 2022 for defamation and emotional distress over lies about the Sandy Hook school massacre. Jones has yet to pay any of the financial damages he owes to the Sandy Hook victim families.
And earlier today, Cody Balmer pled guilty to all charges, including attempted murder of Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro. This also included aggravated arson and terrorism. He was sentenced to 25 to 50 years in prison and will not be eligible for parole until the year 2050. Authorities say Balmer used Molotov cocktails to set fire to Shapiro's home back in April. Shapiro and his wife and 3 children, as well as state troopers, were inside at the time, but nobody was hurt.
Here in downtown Kent, one local establishment is doing something interesting for all you avid readers out there. We'll tell you who shortly.
And with Halloween coming up soon, that means extra holiday spending. We have the statistics and more on Halloween spending habits after this.
Brush, brushy, brush, brush your teeth. Every day, every night. Now it's your parents' turn. Here's what you gotta do. Let them have your toothbrush so that they can brushy brush your teeth. Reach out, you're almost done. 3, 2, 1, that's it. Help your teeth stay healthy. Brushy brush with a grown-up every day.
There's a place to share gossip about the office party fun, and a place to share the story you tell everyone. There's a place to share a laugh about when things went wrong, and a place to share the video of you dancing to your song. There's a place to share spare change, lunch, and your time. But we could all be better at sharing how we're feeling inside. 76% of employees have struggled with at least one issue that affected their mental health. When you share, you're not alone.
You feel good about that? No. I'm looking at it right.
In yellow today, feel free to use orange, feel free to use green, feel free whatever you want to do. These are what I have in my refrigerator.
Students, especially those that are in CCI fondly enough, are going to be visiting there quite often. But does their reward program
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Your community.
Your stories.
Welcome back. The Kent Free Library is hosting a book sale.
That sounds awesome, Anthony. Our correspondent Talia Milwich visited the library ahead of the sale to get some details. Talia?
Every corner of the room is filled with thousands of books. Put on by the Friends of Kent Free Library, these books and more are being sold to the community this week.
People start lining up an hour before, and then they come down the elevators and run in, and it's really exciting.
The sale is comprised of about 30,000 books and 90 boxes of CDs, DVDs, games, and more.
Sometimes it's from an estate where somebody has a lot of really interesting things, and we'll find books that are, we have one over there that's from 1762.
The books mainly come from donations from the community or from library materials.
If we have extra copies of something, or if there is a material that hasn't been circulated in a while, we'll donate to that to the Friends group.
The Friends are a volunteer organization that works to fundraise and support the library, with the proceeds made here going to support programs and services offered.
We have the warehouse down here, but we don't quite have enough tables and room to put things out.
The sale begins Thursday and runs through Sunday. The first day is Friends members only, with each day looking a bit different.
Then Sunday's a bag sale, where you get a grocery bag and you fill it to the top for $8.
The remaining books are donated to local organizations or saved for future sales. Reporting for KSTV, I'm Talia Milowich.
Keeping you informed and ahead of the storm. This is your KSTV weather.
Well, folks, there's nothing too scary about the upcoming weather, but seeing is believing. So let's take a look at what's next in a few hours. All right, so at 8 p.m. it's supposed to go down to a nice 56 degrees. You're not going to see any rain tonight with 2% chance, and then all the way up to 8%. You probably won't be seeing any rain tonight. But as the evening goes on, the temperatures are just going to keep getting lower and lower. At 8 and 10 p.m. you're going to have nice clear skies, but getting towards midnight you're going to get a little more cloudy. So if you want to go see the moon phase tonight, which is waning gibbous, do that pretty earlier on. All right, looking at tomorrow, it's the high is going to be 63 degrees with a 10-mile-per-hour wind, and then a sunrise of 7:37 a.m. UV 4 of 11, so it's going to be pretty sunny tomorrow morning. You're going to have some clouds in the morning, and then it's just going to get even sunnier as the day goes on. Humidity is 66%. You're likely not going to see any rain tomorrow. It's just going to be some clouds in the morning and then some sun in the afternoon, and then sunset at 6:44 p.m., which is a minute earlier. And then our weekly extended forecast, looking at some mid-60s, upper 70s on Saturday, but it's time to breathe a sigh of relief as fall weather is finally upon us. Take advantage of this beautiful, cool, sunny weather and fit some fun into your schedule. For KSTV, I'm Lillian Drabick.
Thank you very much, Lillian. Americans, well, we're known to go all out for Halloween, and this year likely won't be any different. According to the National Retail Federation's annual consumer survey, Americans are expected to spend an average of $114 per person this Halloween, adding up to $13 billion. The survey finds Americans will spend more than $4 billion on costumes, $3.9 billion on candy, and more than $4 billion on decorations.
Buffalo Bills went to Atlanta in a dogfight with the Falcons. We tell you how the Birds got a convincing win at home.
Can you help me?
What you got there?
Will you help my mom?
Hey, crew, I'll give the first move to anyone who signs up to be an organ donor. How do you do it?
Easy. Just go to organdonor.gov.
More donors means more hope. Sign up at organdonor.gov.
In the time it takes to play a new album, you can get answers to deep questions like, were all those clubs in your 20s really such a bad thing? Hey, no judgment, but it's possible concerts weren't music to your ears.
1 in 4 people over 20 now have signs of noise-induced hearing loss. So let's see a hearing professional and get those ears checked.
Answers are good. Your moves? Not bad.
Without music on, check KSTV at the 1975. Amen.
Hey, I'm worried about your parents. We need to show them how to spot phishing emails.
Agreed, the scammers are out of control.
Plus, help them add multi-factor authentication.
Yes, we use MFA at work and it's great. Software update? Done. Time to celebrate.
For more information on how to keep yourself and those you care about safe online, go to cisa.gov/secure-our-world.
This is your Kent Stater TV Sports Report.
To start off your Kent Stater Sports Report tonight, let's take a trip to the Kent State Ice Arena where I caught a very fun game. I'm outside of the KSU Ice Hockey Arena, looking forward to seeing the Flashes take on Cleary University on a beautiful Friday night. Think about all it takes for a Kent State University student to go to a football game. They'll have to drive or take the bus, scan their ticket, find their seat. As opposed to the Kent State Ice Arena, well, all you have to do is scan your flash card and enter the building.
Really easy for us to get people in the door, and obviously we can always continue to do better, but the rink on campus is a great experience for all of our students.
And once you're inside the building, the atmosphere is absolutely electric, with stands just about a few feet from both the home team and opposing team's benches. You are right there watching some D1 action.
I think over the last few years we've done a really good job getting some good crowds, and we've had some packed barns that have been really fun to be a part of, and obviously it's a testament to the fact that we have a rink on campus.
And hockey brings a lot to the table for fans who are new to sports. The high-paced intensity and the thrilling action really bring a lot to the game.
It's fun just being with my friends and kind of watching a sport that I don't know that much about. And then same with actually being here, it's a lot less crowded. It feels kind of more like you're just around more students, like actually being able to talk to people around you.
Selfishly, I love hockey. I think it's a great sport because it brings so much out of the individuals, but it's absolutely fun to watch because once again, here at the Kent State Ice Arena, you're right in the action and you're right a part of the wins and losses.
The Flashes are coming off a season where they lost to John Carroll University in the semifinals of the playoffs. As for 2025, they're looking to get right back in the mix.
Well, Streetsboro High School has formally announced that it will have a high school girls flag football team in spring 2026, and it is the first high school in Portage County to do so.
Streetsboro's athletic director Randy TV Paul made this announcement earlier this morning after receiving approval from Superintendent Cynthia DeVeers.
And in spring 2026 will also be the first time the OHSAA will sponsor a state tournament for girls flag football. Gage, what do you think about that?
I think that's great. I love getting girls and women involved in football. You know, we both love this sport, and I love seeing the wealth getting spread. Now, we're also going to be joined here by our sports correspondent, Evan Schofield. Evan, my friend, what are your thoughts?
Well, what's up, guys? Thanks. I think this is pretty big for Streetsboro, but definitely even bigger for Portage County, and I really hope it gains a lot more traction from the rest of the county. I'm super excited to see how the season goes. But as always, there's a lot to dive into in the sports world, but before we do that, let's keep it on campus with our Kent soccer team. The Kent State women's soccer team faces off against MAC-foe Central Michigan this Thursday at 7. Coming off a 1-0 senior day win over Northern Michigan, the Flashes look to continue their efforts against another conference rival. The Flashes come into the match winning 4 straight games as Kiyomi McCausland notched the only goal of the day. The key to win? Keep up the consistent shooting. Kent State Field Hockey returns home to face Ohio this Friday at 2 p.m. after a dominant 3-0 win at Bellarmine. The Flash's defense was stellar, holding Bellarmine to just 4 shots as goalie Allison Wood posted a shutout. Lauren Conroy scored on a penalty stroke, Eva Uzos added an early goal, and Emma Seeger sealed the win in the third quarter. Kent State now looks to keep that momentum going when they host the Bobcats Friday afternoon at Murphy Millis Field. Now heading over to the hardwood, the Cleveland Cavaliers enter their 4th and final preseason game against the Detroit Pistons tonight. Cleveland is winless in the preseason so far, with forward Jalen Tyson leading the Cavs in scoring against the Boston Celtics on Sunday. With the season starting tomorrow, there is so much to look forward to for a team with less health concerns and a team looking to get far into the playoffs this year. Taking you over to Monday Night Football, Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Buffalo Bills coming to town. That is Bijan Robinson, his 3rd year in the league, hoping to make an impact in this one. But how about the other running back for the Atlanta Falcons? That's Tyler Algier. He rumbles, tumbles, trucks a man, 4-6 Atlanta up 7-0 early now. Staying in the first, there's the reigning MVP Josh Allen, fires it to Dawson Knox, his first touchdown of the year. It's a tie game, 7-7 here early in the first quarter. Now the Falcons, they're not going to give up here. It's 3rd and goal. Michael Penix, the 2nd-year rookie, there it is. That is Drake London for the touchdown. They've gotten him going in the past few weeks. 2nd touchdown of the year for him. Atlanta up 14-7. Now Buffalo's going to punt, and Penix is just going to do a simple handoff to Bijan, and there he goes. Robinson off to the races. Cole Bishop, get off me. I'll see you later. That's an 81-yard house call for Bijan Robinson. What an impressive play. Atlanta up big here. I think Bijan is a monster. Now, Buffalo, they're going to get a touchdown, and Allen has under a minute to get something going here. He's going to try to fire it, roll out of the pocket. This pass is going to end up being tipped and picked off by D'Angelo Malone, and that is that. Falcons are going to take this one 24-14. With the Bills lost, the New England Patriots 2008 now lead the AFC East division, and the AFC continues to shake up. For more sports updates, check out the Kent Stater on all socials and catch Overtime airing every Friday. For KSTV, I'm Evan Schofield.
Well, there still may be a chance for the most decorated United States gymnast to compete in the Los Angeles Olympics. More on the decision when we return.
15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes twice a day. They have the time.
Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts now have the chance to compete for new merit badges in artificial intelligence and cybersecurity. Scouting America says the new badges are a part of a broader effort to stay relevant in an ever-increasingly digital world. The badges give Scouts the opportunity to sharpen skills and topics they are interested in and delve into new subjects.
And Simone Biles is not ruling out competing in the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. It would be her 4th time competing in the Olympic Games, and Biles would be 31 at the time of those games. She's already the oldest member of the Olympic gymnastics squad since 1952. Biles said she will be in LA in some way. Whether that means she is competing or watching is still to be determined for the star gymnast. Now, Gage, I have to ask you, do you think she's going to compete?
I don't know. Competing at a high level like that, doing gymnastics at the age of 31 is intense, but if anyone would do it, it'd be the GOAT, one of the greatest American athletes in modern history. And, you know, she's coming off, I think it was the 2020 and /2021 Olympics where she couldn't compete. So I really think if she wants that extra resume boom, you would think she would go and get it, right?
Yeah, she's, I believe, 2nd all-time in medals.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for joining us for your Tuesday evening.
You can see more stories of your community on our website at kentstater.com. I'm Anthony Leonardi.
And tune in tonight at 8 p.m. for a brand new episode of The Blurb. I'm Gage Wellman. Have a great night, Portage County. Ooh, that was great.
That was very
Kung Fu Panda.
Star Wars. Star Wars.
For a late night walk.
Yes.
Late night walks around campus.
I always, you know, like the swing.
Student center.
What?
Wait, care, you mean like healthcare?
CARES Center.
Student center.
Where you can get support.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? But now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Good morning. Hope you all had a good weekend and are ready to be inspired. One quick thing I want to remind you guys to be studying.
Major key alert. Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Class, today we're talking about inspirational quotes.
You want to get that paper? You better turn in that paper and get an A+. That's a major key. Another one. Mogul talk. You want to reach the mountaintop? You got to go hard. To succeed, you have to believe. Stay focused. Fly higher than the eagle. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote from recent history?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said